It was a bullfrog, so I went after it, and look how big this thing is.
What did he want to bite?
A mousefly.
Okay, Clementine's gonna eat a frog leg. She helped catch these, and now we're gonna enjoy them for our 4th of July party.
It's really hot. Tastes like chicken.
Today for Mousetrap Monday, we're gonna have a frog leg feast. We'll catch a bunch of frogs, cook them up, and eat them. And we're gonna catch them with a fish hook that's shaped like a mouse. It even has a long tail, fur, ears, eyes, and whiskers. And pretty much any frog that sees this is gonna try to eat it, and we can pull them in with a fishing pole. Now what we have here is a non-native invasive species called a bullfrog. The American bullfrog lives in the South, but not my home state of Oregon. And these are so aggressive, they're causing huge problems with native wildlife. They will eat baby turtles, native frogs, and pretty much anything they can grab with their mouth. So because they're not native, there's no season or limit. We can catch as many as we want. So we're gonna go out to the pond, go along the edge, dangle our mouse, and see if we can get them to grab the hook. So here's the first frog. It's pretty average size, kind of small. We dangle the fly right in front and it goes for it, but it missed. There's a second frog hiding in the back, but the first frog tries again, misses, tries again, and tries a fourth time. But we didn't catch it. It just didn't grab the fly, so instead I put the hook right under its chin, pull up, and we have our first frog. Now my daughters love doing this. Both of them really like going frogging with their dad, and Clementine especially. She's trying to catch a frog down there. She drops the fly right in front of it, but this time the frog is more aggressive. So when it goes for it, we caught it. It's hooked in its mouth and we pull up. We have 2 frogs. We keep catching a bunch more, and finally we go to the big pond and Carson sees a giant on the shore. He dangles it right in front and we got a frog. Now we don't have a small frog. This is a giant one. It's pulling the fishing rod and he does a good job of getting this monster on shore.
So, we're looking for bullfrogs, and we saw this shiny circular thing in the bushes, and it was a bullfrog, so I went after it, and look how big this thing is.
What did he want to bite?
A mousefly. We're gonna cook up these big legs for 4th of July fry party.
Now most of the frogs we caught were pretty small, but this is very large, lots of meat on the leg, and perfect for frying. I'm gonna go ahead and weigh it. The frog Carson caught was 13.7 ounces, the largest of the year. That's a great catch. Now we had so much fun catching bullfrogs with our kids. These frogs are aggressive enough, they'll pretty much eat anything, even a fish hook shaped like a mouse. But now it's time for us to eat them. The larger ones have quite a bit of meat, but we're gonna fry up every frog we caught, even the smaller ones. We do a celebration every year for Independence Day called the 4th of July Fry, and we fry up all kinds of food, and this year we're gonna fry up frog legs. Now in total, my kids caught 5 pretty small frogs, 1 medium-sized frog, and the giant that Carson caught. As you can see, the large frogs have way more meat, and it's pretty light, almost looks like chicken, and we're gonna go ahead and fry these. We first dust them in flour, then do an egg wash, and finally cover them in breadcrumbs. Once they're breaded, we have some hot oil already. We put them in there and they start bubbling. I go ahead and coat the rest of our frog legs in the breading mixture and place them in the oil as well. Those frog legs are getting golden and crispy and they're about done. We go ahead and pull them out. Oh, they look perfect, so good. The big ones come out and then we pull out the smaller ones. So here's our frog legs. This is the big one and we're gonna go ahead and eat it. It has white flaky meat inside. Okay, we are having so much fun at the party and now we're gonna try these frog legs. Here, try it. It tastes like chicken to me. And that has a ton of meat on there, it's really good.
Pretty hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's tasty.
So this frog leg is really tasty. It tastes like chicken, and yeah, it was really good. Yeah, tastes exactly like chicken.
Okay, Clementine's gonna eat a frog leg. She helped catch these, and now we're gonna enjoy them for our 4th of July party.
It's really hot. Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken? Would you eat the whole thing?
Uh-huh. It's so good.
It's so good. Now the frog legs were very popular and disappeared quickly, but we also fried quite a bit of other food, including beignets. They are so good with powdered sugar on it. We also like to deep fry Twinkies and Oreos. You cover them in batter, throw them in the oil, and there's something you can eat once a year, but they're too rich. They almost make you sick if you eat more of them. We also fried up dough to make elephant ears that you cover in cinnamon and sugar. And we make hundreds of corn dogs and fried cheese. They're basically hot dogs on a stick and chunks of cheese that you cover in batter and fry in the oil. Now I have to be careful not to eat too many of these at once or I feel sick, but they are so tempting. And for the savory side, along with the frog legs, we fry up chicken hearts. And we also made Scotch eggs for the first time. I've been raising quail and we have way too many quail eggs. So we hard boiled them, covered them in a mixture of sausage and herbs to make a ball. Then went ahead and battered them with the breadcrumbs and the egg wash and fried them in the oil. And I've never had Scotch eggs before, but they are wonderful. We had so much fun frying up this brand new food at our 4th of July party, fried frog legs. Now most people in my state have never eaten them before and they're actually really good. If you have any suggestions on fried food we should try out next year, anything completely crazy you see at state fairs or you've fried before, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear them. We might try them next year. These frogs are fun to catch. They're a non-native invasive species that does quite a bit of damage to the natural ecosystem. Plus, the kids love going out and catching frogs with their dad. Most of them in my area are pretty small. The one Carson caught is pretty rare when they get that big. These small ones were too small to catch with the mouse fly. That's pretty big, perfect for large frogs, but not these tiny ones. So instead, we used a treble hook with a small piece of red plastic on it. They're more likely to not spit it out. They fit it in their mouth and we can catch them. So we caught way more small frogs with just a simple hook with a piece of yarn or plastic tied to it. That way they'll really grab it. So I think for our family, catching frogs is a new fun summer activity. We can go out there, it's very inexpensive, and you're catching food. Now these frogs are pretty cute. A lot of people will leave comments how much they love frogs, but there's native species that are really suffering from these non-native frogs. They're actually brought here for food and let go in the wild, and they've really thrived. They're so aggressive. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider clicking that button. I've posted over 1,000 videos on YouTube, and currently I'm posting new videos every Monday and Friday. So if you want to see the best videos on how to catch mice, rats, squirrels, chipmunks, moles, voles, and gophers, and sometimes bullfrogs, stay tuned.